fat, sick, weak, diseased, out of shape, depressed, unhappy. What's happened to the human race? We are in the worst shape we've ever been in history, and yet we've got more information on how to be healthy, fit, strong, lean, energetic, happy than we've ever had. We've got robots and AI and Dr. Google and books and social media influencers and doctors and specialists, and whoa, what happened? None of that's working because we're just getting worse. In some Western countries, more than 50% of the population is not just overweight, they're obese. Obesity is where your weight, your body, the size of your body, the excess that you're carrying around is affecting your health, your longevity, your quality of life. Your life is yuck because you're carrying excess baggage. So why did that happen? And a lot of people will share that it's food. We're fat because of our food. Well, I've got another F word to consider. Could it be that we're fat because of our furniture? We never used to sit down, but now as a human race, we sit down all the time. We sit on the chair to watch television. We sit on the toilet, of course. We sit on our office desk. We sit on the couch. We sit on the bus. We sit on the plane. We sit in the car. We sit at the football. We sit at a concert. We sit. Interestingly, however, we never used to. Sitting was not an option. You either ran or you sprinted or you walked or you squatted on the ground to pick something up or you laid down to go to sleep. And interestingly, again, if you analyse that, because I do every day, I really want to know what's happened to the human race. I think it's really sad that we've got kids now that are obese and morbidly obese. We've got children who will never know what it's like to be healthy, fit, strong, lean and energetic. I don't want that from my world. It makes me sad. Now, I can't change what the world's doing. I've been an exercise professional all of my life, and in my lifetime, my very long lifetime, the world's gotten fatter and sicker and more diseased and more depressed, and it's just horrible. So, can we change it? And I think, of course, that's a choice. But what if, and this is my never going to happen, but wouldn't it be interesting if we just got rid of all the chairs? You couldn't sit down anymore. You had to stand at your office desk. You had to stand and watch television. You had to stand on the plane or the bus. You had to stand at the football. You had to stand all the time. Now, I'm sharing that with you because I have to. It's a really cool thing that happened to me. 18 years of age, I had a serious back injury and I can't sit down. It hurts me to sit down, so I just don't. My two positions are lying down, sleeping, and upright position. So of course I exercise in the upright position, which is why I can never understand why people think it's functional or logical to sit on your backside, whether it's on a bike or on the floor or kneel on your knees. The human body is not designed to move in anything but the upright position. And I'm sharing that with you because I'm in my office. And in my office I have a treadmill, I have a standing desk, which is not standing, it moves underneath my feet, which means I'm walking all the time. So when I've got a 6, 7, 8 hour working day, I'm at my desk moving the whole time. I have a cross trainer in my office so I can sprint flat out without putting pressure through my body. Now, a cross trainer is an upright position exercise. I've got a boxing bag, which is an upright position exercise. And I'm sharing that with you because when you can't sit down, it makes life so much, you have to get fitter and stronger because you're always in the upright position. People sit down because they're tired. Or have we just brainwashed people into believing that chairs are a good thing? It's a good thing to sit on your bum. There's a million, if not billion-dollar industry on quality chairs. This is how you should sit at your office desk. This is how you should sit in your lounge on this orthopedic chair that's going to look after your back. Well, could the best way to look after your back be in the upright position where you've got compression forces going through your spine, but through your whole body? And that's why I can walk around, I can run, I can sprint, I can run up hills. I've just come back from running my little puppy dog up a huge big mountain. We went up and down. My back is not a challenge when I'm in the upright position. It's just when I'm sitting, because the pressure now is going through a much shorter space. The position is not how the human body is meant to function, and we stay in that position for hours and hours and hours on end. So here's a really interesting, just an exercise to do if you want to understand how how functional it is to be in the upright position. If you really want to be healthy, fit, strong, lean and energetic for the rest of your life, if you'd like to burn excess calories at a much faster rate, just by standing up you burn more calories. As soon as you take out the biggest muscles in your body, your legs, glute maximus, medius minimus, quads, hamstrings, calves, they're the biggest muscles in your body. Your engine of your body are your muscles. And if you're not using your muscles, it means you're not revving your engine. And of course, if you've got a V8, V12 engine, you're going to burn a lot of calories. If you've got a 4-cylinder or a 2-stroke engine, and it might simply be because you're sitting down, you're not going to be burning very much fuel, which means you're more likely to get fat. The food that you eat is more likely to get turned into fat. So what if you just did a motion and time exercise, which is how much time do I spend on my backside versus how much time do I spend moving around? Because we're now in an era of what's called the couch potato. So even people that are exercising, they might go to the gym for an hour, or they run for half an hour, or they do some form of exercise every single day for half an hour, 45 minutes or an hour. But the rest of the time, the 24 hours, 1 hour out of 24 is not very much if the rest of the time you're sitting on your backside. So what if there were no chairs? What would you do? Now, I don't have, in my house, it's so funny, we have one chair for K-Man to sit on to watch telly, and he's got an office chair. I would love him not to sit down. He's an elite athlete, however, who's constantly training, so he probably enjoys the process of sitting down because he's moving most of the time. But the human race is not moving most of the time. The human race is constantly sitting. So I will ask that question again, is it possible that we're fat because of our furniture? So do a time and motion study. How much time do you spend on your bum versus in the upright position versus moving? And just take note of it. People are counting everything now. They're counting steps and calories and body fat percentages and weight and how many glasses of water, and we're counting lots of stuff. Why not do that count? Out of 24 hours, how many hours am I sitting on my bum versus in the upright position versus moving around? And is it possible that if you change that percentage, because it might be really interesting to find out that most people spend most of their time sitting on their bum, and if we took the chairs away and you couldn't, what about in school? Why do we put we sit kids down in air-conditioned air, artificial light, and we expect them to learn effectively? We've taken out the biggest muscles in their body. The brain works better in the upright position. Because you've got to hold yourself upright, all your muscles are working, which means if your muscles are working, they're sending a message back to your brain via the myokine system to say, we need to get better. All of the muscles need to get better. All of the internal organs need to work more effectively, and your brain needs to work better. I'm sharing that with you because I haven't got an answer to the fat world that we live in. But what if that was a consideration? What if kids didn't have a chair to sit in at school? They had to stand up, or they had a walking desk, a tread desk like I do. What if there were no office desks? You just stood in the upright position. One of the funny side notes is this: I know quite a few people that have now got standing desks. So they stand rather than sit, which is great. They're certainly not moving like I am. But they always share with me that their standing desk comes with the two options. You can still have it as a sitting desk. When they get tired, they put it back down to sitting and they sit on their ass. Surely as humans, we're strong enough, fit enough, healthy enough, resilient enough to stay standing for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours. Why do we need to sit down? Why not create a body that's so fit and so strong and so healthy that it can stand up for 8 hours? I know that it's possible because I do it almost every day. The only time, as I shared, as I sit down is in the car, and if I have to go in the car, I absolutely hate it. And when I get out of the car, the first thing I do is jump, squat, sprint on the spot, push-ups, I run up and down a hill, I run through some soft sand to get my body moving again. My body doesn't function after it's been sitting. If you look at me after I've been sitting, I look like a 120-year-old lady. When I'm rolling around on the ground with my kids and we're punching and kicking and fighting, the reason I'm rolling around is because they've pushed me over and I have to get back up again. Isn't that awesome? I'm an old lady and I'm playing with kids who are 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years of age, and they're pushing me over, and I'm fit enough and strong enough and healthy enough to do that. I'm not sharing that with you to impress. I'm sharing that to express that surely as parents, grandparents, coaches, bosses, leaders, we should be the most energetic, lean, fit people in the lives of the people that rely on us to be their boss or be their leader or be their parent or be their teacher. Now, I'm a coach, I'm a teacher, I have no option to be weak or frail or fat. I just don't. And as an old lady, it's really nice to be the person that in most rooms, I am the fittest, strongest person. And again, that's not to impress. That's to express that when you don't sit on your ass all the time, when you have fresh air and sunshine, when your heart and lungs are really fit, when your muscles and bones are really strong, when you've got a positive attitude, you can keep going for a really long time. People say to me, you can't be happy every day. Well, of course you can. Rowie, you can't stand up for 8 hours. Of course you can. Rowie, how do you keep going? You don't sleep very much and you do so much stuff. Because I'm healthy, fit and strong. So could it be a great idea to get off your backside? Stop sitting down, get rid of the chairs. Imagine that. Imagine if every time you got on a bus or a plane or went to your office or went to school, there were no chairs. You just had to stand up. Is it possible that the world would be a healthier, happier, leaner, fitter, stronger place? What a great thing to consider. Live your life to the max. This is my office. Tread desk, treadmill. Every single possible way to consider being healthy, fit, strong, lean, energetic for the rest of my life. Woo!